So my friends, this is my LG CX OLED. I've had it now for about a month, just over, and I've got to know the good, the bad, and also just some important points that I think that you guys should know if you are considering purchasing this TV. Now, this isn't designed to slate the TV, this is not designed to just praise it, it's designed to be fair. So stick around and let's find out what you want to know. Don't forget to hit the red button to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up and click the notification bell to get my next video first. Now, just to give you some balance, this is a TV that I've purchased myself. I am not working in any way connected with LG. I am not sponsored by any other TV brand at all. I do sometimes get loaners from various different companies that I just unbox and review. So this is completely impartial. I'm not being paid to say anything good, bad, or indifferent about this TV. In this video, we'll be looking at three main areas: the good things about the TV, the best things, the things that really do make us smile. We'll also obviously look at the worst things, the things that we think that shouldn't be the case with this TV, and things that are important that you should know before you buy. And also, there will be important things that may be important to some, but not others. Others may consider these a little bit nitpicky, but I'm going to put them in almost like an impartial point, just put them off to the side, things that we wish that we'd known before we bought the TV, and then you can be the judge of whether that's important to you. Okay, so starting with design, and we particularly like the thinness of the bezels, the stand, and the overall thinness of the TV. This arguably is one of the best looking TVs on the market. It is absolutely gorgeous to look at from any angle. It doesn't matter whether it's from the front, the side, above, or even below. This is a beautiful, beautiful TV. Particularly, we love the thinness of the bezels around the edge. They are literally almost edge to edge. Now, we know that there are TVs coming out which literally will take that to another level, but they at the moment are far more expensive. But this is just absolutely incredible. Look at how thin those bezels are. And the overall look and quality of the TV is brilliant. The fact that you're getting the CX means that you are paying a little bit extra for the design. The stand is also incredibly good quality, and again we'll show you that in just a second. But the overall look of this TV, it just looks brilliant whether it's on or off. It is an absolute delight. Now, we mentioned right at the very start the thickness of the TV. The main part of the actual screen is wafer thin, like most OLEDs. It really is tiny. It does have that bigger bit at the bottom that you can see there, but overall it's great. And with the stand, it looks brilliant too. So it doesn't matter whether it's wall mounted or sitting on a display, it's going to look brilliant. The next incredible feature about this TV is the picture quality, and particularly HDR content, black levels, and upscaling. So it doesn't really matter what you're watching, this TV will do an incredible job of making it better. It really does lift even standard definition footage up to a better level than I've seen before. Take this clip here, for instance. This is just standard definition TV through an aerial which is just stuck to my window. It's not even a proper roof mounted aerial. It's not satellite. It's just incredible the quality that it picks up. And then when you throw something even better at it, something like this, HDR content, well, then it comes into its own. So what I love about this TV is the better the input source, the better the quality of material you give it, the better that it will perform. And obviously, I mentioned in this are those black levels, those perfect levels, the contrast which is just perfect. And even when you're streaming in 1080p from YouTube, you get incredible footage. Now, most people would look at this and think it was filmed in 4K, but it's not. It's just 1080p. And with the black levels being so perfect, they really just frame the image to make it absolutely perfect. It is definitely, without doubt, the best thing about this TV. Now, if you're serious about gaming, then this may well be the perfect TV for you, with incredible response time and multiple ports which all support HDMI 2.1 at 120Hz and supporting variable refresh rate and G-Sync. Well, this has got pretty much everything that you want. If you're a serious gamer, then you may well use multiple devices to play games on. You may well have a PC plus a PS4 Pro, for instance, or even an Xbox One X and also a PC. You may even have all three. Well, with this TV, you can have all three of those plugged in the 4K 120Hz HDMI ports and play all three with no switching needed. Now obviously many people in gaming are waiting for the new consoles to come out. It's been years and years since they've been updated, and with the PS5 just being released, it's going to be these latest OLED TVs which really do make the most of those new consoles. So there's never been a better time to get an OLED TV or a higher end QLED if that's what you want. One thing that we've noticed, even with this is the PS4 on this OLED, the upscaling is incredible. In fact, many people, when I did my demo video a few weeks ago, thought that I was playing the PS4 Pro. The HDR is brilliant, it really is incredible to sit in front of and play. And just recently we got this game, which was The Last of Us Part 2, and again the cinematography and how this thing looks is just insanely beautiful. So the one thing I would say is that I am just an occasional gamer. I play for a few hours every week, and there's many more people out there that play lots more than that. And so therefore, if you think that there's another TV which you would recommend over this, well then please do leave a comment and let me know in the comment section, and I'll be sure to mention it. So with variable refresh rate and G-Sync support, and we believe FreeSync support to come shortly, this TV is one of the best gaming ones available. Other things to be positive about this TV is its support for HDR10 and HLG. It also has Dolby Vision support, which is very important to a lot of people. It also has EARC support, and the size range goes from 48 to 77 inches. Now the first worst thing about this TV is how reflective it is. It's the nature of the beast, unfortunately. You cannot have a TV with perfect black levels and expect it to not be reflective. Now I've recently moved this TV down into this room, which I only ever use at night, so it's not really an issue for me. But you can see I've got a window off on the left, another one directly opposite the TV, and it's incredibly reflective. Now you may know that with Samsung TVs they have an anti-reflective coating, and that tends to work quite well. It certainly works better than these LGs, but I think that LG have thought they're not going to compromise their black levels for reflections. But if you are in a lighter room and you're wanting to watch something like Apple TV and one of their new shows like C, where it is completely black most of the time, you're not going to be able to do that during the day. So folks, the reason why I've included this is that if you're considering purchasing this type of TV, then you really need to consider the environment and the surroundings of where it's going to be positioned. I would hate for you to spend all that money and then be disappointed. Now this is fine when you close the blinds. You can just see a little reflection where the blind doesn't close quite properly at the bottom there, but other than that, it's absolutely fine. And if you close in this room, for instance, if I close just one blind and leave one open, providing you're sat opposite the TV, then there is absolutely no issue. So reflections is definitely something that you need to consider. I know that you knew this one would be in here, and it's burn-in. But I'm not going to make any apologies because I'm going to come from it from a slightly different way. Burn-in is obviously where something has been shown on the TV for so long that it burns into the actual set, and it's difficult, if not impossible, to get rid of. It's very different from image retention, which is a temporary stored image which goes over time or can be moved away by playing a certain amount of different sequences. The burn-in is where you're playing something with lots of different logos on, and it really does need to be there for an awful amount of time to burn in. But that's something which you just need to consider. Now, I think that the problem with this TV isn't so much the fact that it will cause burn-in, it's the worry that it causes, and sometimes the worry can be as significant as the actual outcome. Just worrying that you've spent all this money on a TV just for it to have a big burn-in mark is enough reason, certainly from the comments in my previous videos, for some people just to not bother getting it at all. Now there are certain things that you can do to help prevent burn-in. One, don't leave your channel on CNN for 24 hours a day would be a good thing. You can also use some of the features built into the TV with pixel refresher and screen shift, and also logo luminance adjustment, which will adjust the luminance of static images such as logos and prevent picture quality issues. So LG are obviously aware of the potential issue and have got these things already built in. So it's definitely recommended that maybe once a fortnight, once a month, you do run those different tests like pixel refresher and screen shift. Now, most of this is unnecessary, but there are things on YouTube which you can run through. One, to detect whether you've got any burn-in, and you'll be able to see in the different colors. I've just sped this up so that you can see what colors it scrolls through. And there's other things that you can do which hopefully will fix any potential burn-in, but I'm not sure how reliable those are. But what I would say is that you really just need to bear this in mind and manage how you watch the TV, and providing you do that, there won't be an issue. Now, one of the main worst things with this new TV is that the last year's model, the C9, was so good. In fact, it wasn't just so good, it was so similar. In fact, in some ways, there are things that were better about it. And this TV now you can get for around £500 or $500 less than the 2020 model. But if you look at things like the resolution, variable refresh rate, G-Sync compatible, 4K at 120Hz, HDR10, Dolby Vision, HLG, ARC, EARC, Dolby Atmos, Magic Remote, all of those things were the same on last year's model. And when it came to SDR, HDR, peak brightness, and grey uniformity and viewing angles, the 2019 model actually measured better. But to give it credit, the new 2020 model has better black frame insertion, better overall picture, and better response time and motion handling. Now, another beef of mine is the fact that you're paying all this money for the newer model, yet it has less on-demand services than the previous model. So, for instance, on the 2019 version, all of the licensing agreements are in place in the UK for iPlayer, ITV, Channel 4 and Channel 5, but on the newer model, they're not there. And I know in the US, for instance, I think HBO Go is not available on the newer model. Now, my friends, a couple of things that I think that you need to know before you buy this TV. Not necessarily negatives, but just important things. The first one of these is soundbar. If you are considering purchasing this TV and you already own a soundbar, then that will not fit below the TV if you've got the TV on its stand. You'll need to reposition the soundbar somewhere else or wall mount the TV. Now, speaking of wall mount, another thing to bear in mind is that the VESA wall mount on this TV is very low. So if you are coming from a different brand, for instance, where the VESA mounting is in the middle of the back of the TV, and then you want to put this one on the wall, it will actually make it go very high up on the wall. You'll need to reposition your wall mount. Now, speaking of wall mounts, another little issue that I ran into was the fact that the power cable, one, it's only 1.5 meters long, but two, it's fixed into the TV. And I wanted to have this on the wall with no cable showing. So what I had to do in the end was make a plug-sized hole in my chimney breast so that the whole plug could go through. There was no other way of doing it. So be prepared that if you've got a similar arrangement, that's something which you might have to consider doing. And finally, on a similar note, when it comes to the design, because this has a big fat base that it sits on if you are going to be using the stand, the cable management is very, very limited. It is literally just this little flap here which you can then put the cables through. Now, depending on where you position this in your living room, a lot of that may end up being on view. In summary, guys, this is a brilliant TV. The picture quality is insanely good. It's exceptional. It's a stunning TV to look at both on and off. However, the one question that is just niggling me at the back of my head is, would I have felt exactly the same if I had the C9? And I'm not sure. I'm not going to take this back. I'm just not sure. So, if you're in any doubt whether you need the extras, the few extras that this has, well, just go and buy the C9 and save money. Buy a soundbar with it as well, something like that. But guys, you won't be disappointed with this TV. It is incredible, it is stunning, and hopefully this video has helped you just weigh up some of those difficult decisions that you have. If it has, then please do consider giving it a thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed, then there will be more videos like this coming soon. Thanks, my friends, for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you on the next.